Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to video. Today we're going to be talking about the FLM CP30-L4 version 2. Been using this now for well over a year, so I'm going to give you my thoughts, a rundown, the overview and specs, all that good stuff. So grab yourself a nice cup of coffee, sit down, enjoy. Right, a really quick disclaimer before we jump into this review. I have recently become an official FLM photographer. I did buy this tripod with my own money over a year ago, so FLM have no say whatsoever in this review. They haven't seen the video before it's being published here on YouTube. So yeah, the thoughts are all my own, and hopefully I can provide at least somewhat of an unbiased point of view for you. I will also leave a link down below to where you can go and check this tripod out, pick one up for yourself, and there's a discount code down there as well. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Murray Livingston. I'm a nature and landscape photographer based here in the UK. I do a lot of work up in Scotland and back home in South Africa. Right, so a little overview and some of the specs. I've got some notes here just on my laptop so that I can run through this relatively quickly. Max height was one of the big factors in me choosing this. 68.3 inches, or about 173 centimeters. And then factor on the additional height of your ball head. Yeah, perfect for me. I'm 6'1", so this gets right up well above eye level by the time it's all said and done. As well, if I just have the first two sections extended, then it's at sort of like a perfect, easy working height. For when I don't need something sort of overhead working in, some of the woodlands that we get here in the UK. Pretty steep slopes. Anyway, moving on. Another notable thing is no center column. So that means, as you can see, it packs away pretty compact in terms of its actual volume. But because it's got four leg sections and it's quite long, it is going to have a folded length of 23 inches. Which is just shy of 60 centimeters. Of course, again, you add the ball head on. It's a pretty long folded tripod, but I've had no issues traveling overseas with this, flying with it, and yeah, so far so good. Another one of the factors that really came into deciding to go with this tripod was the weight. The legs on their own come in at 1.4 kilos, which is 3.1 pounds. And for this height of tripod, that's pretty much class leading. So it doesn't come at any expense really for stability. The tubes here are starting, their widest tube is 30 millimeters. So when you're reading on the FLM website, those model names for the tripods, how you break it down is CP and then the next two numbers, 30, 34, that's going to be your widest leg diameter. Then L stands for long. You can also get M and S versions. And of course, number after that, L4, is going to be the number of leg sections. So this is the L4, it's got 4 leg sections. And of course, this is now the version 2. So the tube sections go from 30 millimeters at their widest at the top, then 26, 22 at 18. And that's been, the stability and rigidity that I've had from this tripod in all sorts of conditions has been, excellent. Really, really can't complain. Another thing that I love about the FLM tripods is they supply you with spiked feet or rubber feet. So you can actually go ahead, twist these off, throw on some rubber feet, and you're good to go. That's really handy. I regularly change these out depending on locations that I'm going to. Often up in Scotland, we've got really boggy, soft ground conditions, so the spikes are quite helpful there. Where if I'm going to somewhere that's got some maybe sensitive vegetation, then I might swap out to the rubber feet so that I'm not causing any damage to the ground. What else? The mounting plate, 59 mils. That's for the CP30 anyway. So you get on a really nice big beefy ball head on there, no problem at all, and you can still see that top mounted bubble level indicator. The bigger leg sections come with bigger mounting plates, but yeah, my priorities have been sort of trying to find that perfect balance of a tripod that's tall, lightweight, rigid, something that I am happy to haul all the way up a mountain, go on really long treks with, but doesn't compromise any photography that I come across. For me, this has really fit the bill in that regard. Another nice feature is these ratcheting leg locks. So they've got a little pull out there, and then when they get to the top, they self-ratchet on the way down. That's super useful, just makes using them really easy, and the sort of the design of the pull is great. You can grab that quite easily with gloves on, or if you've already got it partway extended, you can actually pop it out from the back of the tripod leg. So that's great. Yeah, love that little piece of design from FLM. So that covers pretty much the basics, the specs, if you like. And what about the longevity and my use of this over the last year? So I picked this up in September 2023, and I've used it in all conditions. Been up in the mountains, in the rain, in the snow and ice, down to about minus 12 degrees Celsius. I've used this extensively on the coast, throwing it, I just put this straight into the ocean, no worries there. So the thing to note, I think potentially the biggest thing for longevity is it has metal leg locks, not rubber. And this is potentially, I think, the only thing really where I've noticed some wear is just the paint on the leg locks. They do seem to sort of scratch quite easily, but it hasn't impeded the use at all. It's purely just sort of aesthetics. And, for me, this is a tool, gets the job done, and no matter what I've thrown at it, it's just kept on going. The twist on the leg locks is really nice and short. It's a half turn, and then you can get the tripod leg out, half turn, really tighten it down. So from that point of view, ergonomically fantastic. Another thing to note about those leg locks, that's actually a pro for me, because I found that sometimes the rubber leg locks and other rubber components can delaminate over time. So while it might be cold to the touch when it gets into winter, for me overall it's a pro. Yeah, I really do think FLM's produced a high quality product here, and the fact that it comes with a lifetime unlimited warranty just really shows that the company is going to stand behind their products. So compared to other brands, I think the FLM represents extremely good value. Now, it's not a cheap tripod. It's about $500 US, about £400 plus or minus, depending on the deal that you get and import taxes. And in Canada, that's going to be about 700 Canadian. Compared to other brands, Really Right Stuff and some of those other top-end brands are going to be sometimes double the price of this FLM for a comparable tripod. Where this fits in, though, is for the weight and the height. There isn't another tripod that actually has these specs. So there isn't almost another tripod that we can compare it to, like for like. Leophoto probably competes in the same price range. From other photographers, they've got great quality tripods, but you'll find that when you go and actually look at the models available, they're either shorter for the same weight or taller but much heavier. So if you're looking for a much taller tripod, then that might be a way to go. But if you want to hit these specs, then pretty much this FLM is going to be your only option, and it's a great option. So yeah, no complaints there. The value that you're getting out of this, which is really, it's going to last you a long time. I think $500 US, 700 Canadian, £400, that's a great price, and something that you can trust putting thousands of dollars worth of camera equipment on the top of. And then one other thing, I'll just leave a link down to this resource in the description below. There's a company called The Center Column, or a blog, and they do some really intricate, detailed stiffness testing and compare it with a whole bunch of other tripods. This has basically got some of the best performance for its height and weight. And you can go over there, check that out, because I think that's a great resource for people looking to pick up a new tripod or a new tripod head. So that's going to wrap things up for this review. The CP30-L4ii from FLM. awesome piece of kit. Would not hesitate to recommend this to anyone who's seriously getting into photography and wants basically a tripod that gives them really great stiffness, rigidity, a really great working height, but doesn't weigh an absolute ton. As I said at the beginning, links and all that are going to be down below. I am an FLM photographer, so I do get a small kickback on those affiliate links. And of course, there's a discount code for you to use there. Yeah, and it doesn't cost you any extra. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Let me know if you have used this tripod or any other FLM tripods, or if you think I've potentially missed an option that might be a good comparison to this. Yeah, let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are, and stay well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.